If you think words change hearts, you're late. Distance does. Attention is a currency. Spend it wrong, you go broke in love. Welcome to Echoes of Stoicism. If you're done chasing, done explaining, and ready to move like a man with standards, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and comment calm to lock this in. Let's go. 1. Withdraw emotional access. When she pulls away, the biggest mistake a man can make is to hand over more of what she's already rejecting, your emotional energy. Most men panic at the first sign of distance. They send long texts, pour out their hearts, call, explain, justify, plead. But here's the reality: none of that works. Why? Because emotional access is currency, and like any currency, if you flood the market with it, it loses all value. You don't realize how much you've been giving until she suddenly feels no weight from it. She becomes numb to your words, your explanations, your late-night calls. Instead of drawing her back, you push her further away. That's the trap. Emotional access is not something she's entitled to. It's something she earns by choosing to stay connected. Now, when I say withdraw, I don't mean slam the door, block her everywhere, or post bitter quotes online. That's still a reaction, and reactions are emotional investments. Real withdrawal is quiet, calm, no announcement. You simply stop feeding the fire. No chasing, no desperate explanations, no dropping everything to reply within seconds. When she expects noise, you give silence. When she expects panic, you give calm. That contrast unsettles her. It makes her curious. And here's the power of it. Silence forces reflection. When you're always available, she doesn't have to feel your absence. But when you step back, when you stop supplying free emotional energy, the void speaks louder than your voice ever could. This is not about manipulation. It's about self-respect. A man who vows it. You, as his emotional energy, doesn't throw it at someone walking away. He holds it back. He saves it for himself, for his purpose, for people who choose him without conditions. The discipline is in resisting the urge to break silence, because trust me, you will feel it. The itch to reach out, the urge to explain. But every time you don't, you take back a piece of your power. Over time, that quiet strength builds, and she feels it, whether she admits it or not. Withdrawal is not punishment, it's not revenge, it's clarity. It says, if you want access to my energy, you have to step toward me. I will not chase you into the dark. That energy shift alone is enough to flip the dynamic, because now she feels the absence, and absence breeds curiosity. Don't confuse quiet withdrawal with doing nothing. It's an active decision. It's the foundation of getting your control back. Without this step, nothing else matters. 2. Master your presence. Presence is not about pretending you don't care. It's about reaching a place inside where you truly don't get shaken by what you can't control. And that's rare. Most men crack under silence, under her distance, under the unknown. They become needy, impulsive, loud, and women notice. They always notice. But the man who has mastered his presence, he is different. He's calm in storms. He doesn't chase moods, doesn't fold under pressure, doesn't react to games. He carries an energy that says, I am grounded, I am steady, I am not moved by temporary emotions. That alone commands respect. Think about it. When you enter a room, before you speak, before you act, people feel you. That's presence. And it isn't built overnight. It's built in the way you live when nobody is watching, the way you handle small frustrations, the way you breathe when anger rises, the way you walk into situations you can't control and remain still. A calm man doesn't mean a sea. Old man, it means a centered man. He listens more than he speaks, and when he speaks, it's intentional. He doesn't rush. He doesn't explain himself to death. He doesn't beg to be understood. His calm presence does the talking. Women test presence. They'll ignore, delay, create distance, not because they hate you, but because they're wired to measure stability. And when you crumble at the first test, you show you're emotionally fragile. But when you stand firm, calm, unbothered, focused, something shifts. Suddenly, you're not the easy man she expected. You're the rare man she didn't see coming. Mastering presence isn't about arrogance, it's about inner mastery, controlling your breath, your mind, your focus. If you can't sit with discomfort, you'll never hold presence. But once you do, you stand out naturally, Because in a world of impulsive, reactive men, calm is magnetic. So ask yourself, what vibe do I carry? Does my presence calm or does it chase? A man with presence doesn't fight for attention. He already has it. 3. Redirect your orbit. When she leaves, most men redirect everything toward her. They stalk her posts, dissect her words, replay conversations, they spiral. But this energy is misplaced. It's like aiming a flashlight at a closed door instead of lighting your own path. The smarter move, redirect the orbit back to you. Your life is the planet. She is not the sun. The moment you make her the center, you shrink. And the irony is, the smaller you become, the less she respects you. Women don't chase men who orbit them. They are drawn to men who orbit something bigger, their purpose, their growth, their mission. So what does redirecting mean? It means shifting the energy you wasted on her into building yourself. Gym, work, discipline, passion, read a book, start a project, fix your finances, train your body, sharpen your skills. Don't do it for revenge. Do it because growth is your birthright. Because every step forward makes you more magnetic. When you redirect, you stop asking, "What does she think of me?" and start asking, "What do I think of me?" That's the pivot. Women can feel it. The man who is obsessed with her energy feels heavy. The man who is obsessed with his growth feels light, free, attractive. And here's the twist. When you're in motion, when you're building, she notices. Curiosity builds, respect grows. But by then, you've already found a deeper truth. Your value is never tied to her attention. Redirecting is not about moving on fast, it's about moving right. Let your orbit spin around your mission. If she comes back, good. If she doesn't, you've already won. 4. Let silence speak. Silence is misunderstood. Most men think it means weakness, passivity, doing nothing. But silence is one of the loudest tools you have. It disrupts patterns, it unsettles expectations, it protects dignity. When she tests boundaries, pulls away, picks, fights, ignores you, your instinct is to explain, to defend, to overtalk. But every word is fuel, and when emotions run high, she isn't hearing your logic, she's only reading your energy. That's why silence is stronger. Silence isn't about cutting her off with anger, it's about restraint. It's the calm refusal to entertain chaos. You don't slam the door, you don't make announcements, you just stop feeding noise. Silence says, "I value my peace more than this drama." And women feel that. They expect you to fight, argue, plead. When you don't, it breaks the script. It makes them reflect instead of react. That reflection is where attraction rebuilds. The hardest part, holding silence long enough. Most men break it too soon, chasing quick results. But real silence works over time. It creates space. It forces curiosity. It turns absence into presence. Remember, your words can be twisted. Your silence cannot. 5. Make her feel the gap. When she creates space, your instinct is to close it fast, to text, to call, to fix. But chasing the gap kills your valves because it proves you can't stand alone. And nothing repels more than neediness. Here's the power shift. Let her feel the gap. Don't race to patch it. Don't rush to shrink it. Stand still. Fill your life with purpose, not her absence. Go to the gym, see your friends, build your career, live your schedule. The gap she created, leave it, let it echo. Because here's the truth, space is not your enemy, it's your ally. Space makes people realize what's missing. When you stop feeling every silence, she begins to feel it. She starts to notice the absence of your calls, your attention, your presence. That absence becomes a mirror reflecting what she took for granted. But this requires discipline. You can't fake it. You can't secretly wait for her call while pretending to be strong. You must truly let her feel it. And if the bond was real, the gap pulls her back. If not, you've already protected your dignity. Never rush to fill a gap. Someone else created. That's their lesson to feel, not yours to erase. 6. Let time build. Curiosity. Time is the most underrated force in relationships. Most men rush, desperate for quick results. They can't stand waiting. But here's the truth. Words lose power fast, but time only grows stronger. When you stop chasing, time starts working. At first, she feels relief, then comfort, then silence. That's when curiosity creeps in. She wonders why you didn't break, why you didn't chase, why you're calm. And curiosity is 10 times stronger than persuasion. You can't talk her into missing you, but time makes her wonder. And wondering is powerful. A random night, a song, a memory, it hits her. And because you stayed silent, because you stayed patient, she has nothing to judge you by, only her own imagination. And imagination is cruel. It fills in the blanks, usually in your favor. But this only works if you truly live. If you're still waiting by the phone, time works against you. If you're building, moving, focused, time works for you. That's the paradox. The less you chase results, the more results come. Patience is rare. Most men crack. But if you can hold the line, time will create the pull you could never force. So here's the bottom line. Women don't come back because of your long speeches, your late-night texts, or your desperate explanations. They come back when your absence forces them to feel what your presence used to give. Withdraw your emotional access. Master your calm presence. Redirect your focus back to yourself. Let silence do the talking. Make her feel the gap, and let time work in your favor. Stop chasing and start standing, because the man who doesn't break under pressure is the man she will. Remember when the noise fades. If this video hit you, drop a comment with I. Choose calm, so I know you're one of the few men ready to take back control. Subscribe to Echoes of Stoicism, turn on the bell, and share this with a brother who needs to hear it tonight. Stay steady, stay powerful.